Americans. What should a Brit know before moving to the US? If anyone asks, tell them yes, you are royalty. Make up some title, they won't know it's a facade. A British accent will get you laid here. Doesn't matter how attractive or unattractive you are. An American 10-gallon cowboy hat is our equivalent to your 37.8-liter hat. Use your accent to your advantage. People here will be fascinated by it. It will become your thing. You will be the Brit. Also, most people don't know the difference between UK, England, Britain, etc. Lol, I'm on the West Coast, so I can only speak to the people I've met here. Don't let one experience in one area set the precedent for America. The country is made up of so many different types of people. I met a woman that came from Africa and first went to New York and told me she was so thankful she came to the South because people were much nicer and friendlier. I see you are moving to Georgia. People will love your accent. You will need a car. Make sure you get a job that has insurance. We fry everything down here. Try the fried pickles. It gets hotter than hell from April to September. It is not a dry heat. You will suffer the first few years here. Wear sunscreen. Not everyone is a racist. American Reddit doesn't accurately represent America. Nor do movies, TV shows, social media, or the news. Brit who visits Georgia a lot here. Learn to appreciate the food and high school football, and make sure you mention how much you love the place often, and you'll be welcomed with open arms. Get ready to explain Brexit, the NHS, and the UK lack of guns to everyone. Not all of the United States can be interpolated into the same suggestions, but broadly. You should prioritize finding a job that helps cover your medical insurance. Taxes are always complicated, so don't wait until the beginning of April to start them. Strangers will attempt to talk to you simply out of curiosity, especially if you have an accent. Americans smile and act delighted all the time. We aren't always that happy. Right side of the road, and not enough roundabouts. Hope that helps. Best of luck to you. Edit. Depending on where you live, it may be absolutely necessary to own and frequently drive an automobile. Even if you live in a major city. Our transportation infrastructure is very hit or miss, mostly miss. The numerous bus and train routes of Europe are non-existent here. 1. Healthcare is completely different. It costs a fortune here. 2. The country is much larger than people think. The state of Texas alone is almost 3 times the size of Britain. 3. Portion sizes in restaurants are ridiculously large. 4. Cultures vary widely depending on the region. New England, the South, and Northern California could be different countries from each other. 5. Not everyone has a gun, but we have a lot of guns. I've seen a lot of stories about Europeans who come to the US and expect every major city/landmark to be a day's drive away from each other. Sadly, this is not the case. Cunt is a much stronger word here than in the UK. Use sparingly and reserve for only the biggest of cunts. Do not say rubber when you want to buy a razor. Electric kettles are not popular here. Don't call someone from the South a Yankee so you're moving to Georgia, eh? Let's see. Southern summers are hot. I'm talking about how the humidity makes you feel like you're swimming in air, and how just when you think it can't get any hotter, it does. Check out the Georgia Aquarium, they've got whale sharks. Serving sizes are a bit bigger than they are overseas. That's just how they are. Don't feel like you have to eat all of it. Also, there can be quite a bit of sugar, so it may be helpful to read the nutrition label on new things you're looking through at the grocery store. Don't listen to people muttering on about the Southern hick stereotype. Sure, you'll find some oddballs, but that's everywhere. I've been to many places, and the American South has some of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever had the fortune to meet. Plus, you've got an accent. Americans, myself included, are always fascinated by those. Also, common sense, don't walk into dark alleys/corridors at night. Stick to the light, make some friends, get a local's opinion on the area, and you'll be right as rain. In conclusion, I'd like to say welcome to the States. We're most pleased to have you, and hope that you enjoy everything we have to offer. Georgia has some mountains, plains, and ocean too, so you've got a great place to explore. VAT is not a thing. You'll see an item listed at the pre-tax price, and then the local sales tax will be added at the cash register. We usually only say toilet to refer to the porcelain throne itself, so ask where the restrooms or bathrooms are. Toilets isn't vulgar, but it's a little uncouth to ask for. I see you're moving to Georgia. Expect strangers to smile at you, smile back, and maybe want to have a chat. It's best to go along, but if they take too much time, you can politely exit a conversation by saying I'm sorry, but I do need to get going. I'll catch up with you later. Politeness is a big thing in the South, and you can probably expect folks to be intrigued by your accent. Over-the-air TV is free, no license required. Refills on soda are typically free at restaurants, water is also free. Food portions are bigger on average, try not to get fat. Georgia is incredibly hot and humid in the summer, and a southern thunderstorm is a treat that you should enjoy sometime. Public transportation isn't good in most of the South. Traffic is pretty bad in Atlanta, so be careful driving there. COVID prevention concern varies greatly by area. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Obviously there will be differences between Atlanta and rural Georgia, but just try and approach things with an open mind, and you'll do fine. Be sure to get out and see the nature beyond the city. That area can be quite beautiful. Best of luck in your adventures. The country is huge compared to Britain. We tend to think nothing of long drives between cities. Also, except in a few big cities, there is effectively no public transportation. Your accent will give you the ability to get away with a lot of bullshit in most places, not all, so use it to your advantage. Also, depending on where you are, people don't take dry senses of humor well, or sarcasm. Always get a small at fast food places. Our smalls are your large. Our large is your bathtub. Do not get out of the car when you get pulled over. Hands on the wheel, keys on the dashboard. Yes sir, no sir, I'm reaching for my registration and wallet, is that okay? I know it's common outside the US to get out of the car and greet the officer during a traffic stop, but here that will get you yelled at best, or shot at worst. If you have to ask, no you can't drive there in a day. Shit here is very far apart. Boston to NYC is ~6 hours ~4 hours drive. San Francisco to LA is 4-6 hours, if you manage to miss rush hour, lol. Food tends to be sweeter here. We tend to really like to jam sugar into whatever we can apparently. In my young 20s, I had a friend who was British. We used to hit up the bars, and this guy would slay. So one night, I do the British accent thing. Sounded more like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins than anything close to British. Anyway, worked great. We both end up pulling, except things almost didn't work out for my friend. When walking home with the girl he met, she accused him of faking his accent. Why? Because he didn't sound anything like the other Brit in the bar, me, with the horrifically fake accent, who was clearly British. So yay, many Americans think a fake, hello Mary Poppins sounds more authentic than a real British accent. This question is really more suited to region. While we all share US culture, it is actually a lot different in different parts of the country. Americans like your accent, so you will probably be really popular. On the 4th of July we're legally allowed to pants one British person. It's in the Constitution. Also, Nobody here has actually read the Constitution. Prices don't include taxes here till it gets to the register, so be prepared for stuff to be higher than you expect. Have an adapter plug for any electronics you bring. Fast food places, shops, coffee shops, rest stops, gas stations all have bathrooms you can use for free, but it'll probably be more disgusting than you expect. Fast food places and coffee shops will be the cleanest in my experience. Rest stops are usually good too, but are more interstate travel. Need a mask for everywhere, and our healthcare costs suck. We don't have good public transport, so the car is the best way to get around. Everything is further than you think.